When you think of ancient Egypt, you picture pyramids, the Sphinx, and golden treasures. These iconic images have become symbols of a civilization that has captivated imaginations for centuries, drawing travelers, scholars, and dreamers from every corner of the globe. For millennia, the civilization along the Nile has fascinated the world. The river's life-giving waters nurtured not only crops and cities, but also a culture whose art and architecture still inspire awe today. Egyptian art is instantly recognizable. Profiled faces, squared shoulders, and forward-staring eyes. These artistic conventions, repeated over thousands of years, created a visual language that is as distinctive as it is enduring. This art wasn't just decoration. It was a magical tool, meant to provide for the dead in the afterlife. Every scene, every object painted or carved, was believed to have power, ensuring comfort, sustenance, and protection for eternity. Every symbol, color, and pose had meaning, a sacred blueprint for eternity. The gods, the pharaohs, and the ordinary people all played their roles in this cosmic drama, their stories told in vibrant hues and precise lines. Through their art, we glimpse their daily lives, beliefs, and ambitions. We see farmers harvesting grain, fishermen casting nets, and families gathered in celebration, moments frozen in time, offering a window into a world long vanished. Without it, our understanding of Egypt would be a pale outline. These images fill in the gaps left by crumbling monuments and lost texts, giving voice to a civilization that still speaks across the ages. But what if the story of Egyptian art didn't start where we thought? What if the origins of this visual tradition are even older, hidden beneath layers of sand and time? We have a timeline, a progression from early dynasties to the Ptolemaic period. Yet, history loves surprises. Sometimes the past reveals secrets that challenge everything we thought we knew. Sometimes, a single discovery forces us to rethink everything. A fragment of pottery, a forgotten carving, or a mysterious image can rewrite the story of an entire civilization. The sands of Egypt still hold secrets. Beneath the shifting dunes, lost temples and ancient settlements wait to be uncovered, each with its own story to tell. A single image can upend centuries of assumptions. It can connect us to forgotten peoples, lost rituals, and the earliest stirrings of artistic expression. Egyptian art is more than a record, it's a living mystery. Each discovery adds a new layer, inviting us to look deeper and question what we think we know. What if the roots of this iconic style reach deeper than we ever imagined? What if the first artists were not temple scribes, but desert wanderers, etching their visions into stone long before the pharaohs? The story of Egypt's art may have begun far from the Nile, in a forgotten world. Out in the vast, silent desert, the earliest marks of creativity still endure, waiting to be understood. To understand Egypt, we must look beyond the riverbanks. We must follow the clues left by those who came before, venturing into the unknown. The journey starts in the desert, where the first artists left their mark, a legacy that would shape the art of Egypt for thousands of years to come. Our story begins not by the Nile, but deep in the western desert, a place once lush, now barren. Thousands of years ago, this was a savanna teeming with life, home to hunter-gatherers. These people left their legacy not in monuments, but in rock art scattered across remote caves and cliffs. Archaeologists brave harsh conditions to find these ancient paintings. The art reveals animals, rituals, and daily life from over 6,000 years ago. The Gilf Kebir Plateau, near Libya and Sudan, is famous for such sites, like the Cave of Swimmers where figures seem to glide through water. These discoveries proved the desert was once alive and vibrant. Our team set out to document and discover more rock art before it vanished. The work is slow, the terrain unforgiving. Most days yield nothing, but hope drives us forward. Every new find could rewrite history. Sometimes the next great discovery is just over the next dune. Near the legendary Cave of Swimmers, hidden deep within the vast and unforgiving Egyptian desert, lies Wadi Sura II, better known as the Cave of Beasts. This remote rock shelter, battered by time and sand, has guarded its secrets for thousands of years. Inside, the walls are alive with thousands of prehistoric figures, humans, animals, and enigmatic shapes, etched and painted by hands long vanished. Our mission was clear: to use the latest imaging technology to uncover faded paintings, invisible to the naked eye, and bring lost stories back into the light. We carefully set up our equipment, capturing high-resolution images and digitally enhancing the pigments, hoping to reveal what centuries of erosion had hidden. For 2 long days, we found only the faintest outlines, ghostly traces of ancient art, until Dr. Eris Thorne noticed something that made us all pause. On what appeared to be a blank stretch of wall, a mysterious shape began to emerge on his laptop screen, thanks to our digital enhancements. It wasn't an animal, nor was it a human figure like the others. It was something entirely different, something that defied our expectations. The symbol was unlike anything we'd seen before, a form that seemed to belong to another world. We rushed to the wall, searching for any sign with our own eyes, but there was nothing. The surface looked blank, untouched by history. Only our technology could resurrect this image from oblivion. The air was thick with anticipation as we realized we were on the verge of a breakthrough. We exchanged glances, each of us sensing that we'd stumbled upon something extraordinary, something that could rewrite the story of this cave. As the image grew clearer, its complexity and detail set it apart from the chaotic swirl of other paintings. It was deliberate, intricate, and utterly unique. This was a discovery that would challenge everything we thought we knew about the people who once called this desert home. Sometimes, the past hides in plain sight, waiting patiently for the right eyes, and the right tools, to finally see it. This was one of those rare, electrifying moments when history reveals itself in a flash of insight. The digital ghost on our screen was about to change our understanding of the ancient world forever. We braced ourselves, hearts pounding, for the full revelation of what we'd uncovered. The ancient wall, silent for millennia, was about to speak once more, and what it said would echo across the ages, reshaping our understanding of humanity's earliest artists. As the image resolved before our eyes, our team was stunned into silence. We had come searching for traces of the distant past, but what we found was something that seemed to leap across time itself. The rock art revealed a large, rectangular structure, precisely drawn, with posts, beams, and internal divisions that hinted at careful planning. It was as if the artist wanted to capture not just a building, but the very idea of architecture. Next to it, a high-prowed boat was etched into the stone, its elegant lines unmistakably reminiscent of the solar barks that would one day carry pharaohs to eternity. The connection across millennia was almost tangible. Tiny human figures bustled around the scene, carrying objects, working together in what looked like a coordinated effort. Their gestures suggested purpose, cooperation, and a shared vision. This was not a random collection of images, it was a narrative, a story of construction, community, and travel, all unfolding in a single, vibrant tableau. The style was strikingly advanced, with clear attempts at perspective and depth. The artist had gone beyond simple outlines, striving to create a sense of space and movement. Such sophistication was thought impossible for nomadic hunter-gatherers, yet here, in the heart of the desert, was evidence that these people saw the world and their place in it, in complex, organized ways. This was more than just a picture, it was a blueprint for settled life, found in a land long believed to be home only to wanderers. It challenged everything we thought we knew about these ancient people. The drawing told a story, people building, organizing, and journeying by water, their lives shaped by the rhythms of construction and travel. It was a glimpse into a world on the cusp of transformation. It suggested a society far more complex than textbooks allow, one capable of planning, cooperation, and perhaps even dreaming of permanence. The echoes of dynastic Egypt were unmistakable, motifs and ideas that would one day define a civilization, already present thousands of years before the pharaohs. We had found a vision of the future, painted in the distant past. It was as if the ancient artist had glimpsed what Egypt would one day become. This was not just art, it was evidence of a lost world, a civilization that left its mark in ochre and stone. The implications were staggering, rewriting the story of Egypt's origins. The past was suddenly much deeper and stranger than we'd ever imagined. Each new detail forced us to reconsider what we thought we knew. The desert had revealed a ghost of Egypt's future, a haunting reminder that history is always waiting to surprise us. And it was drawn in ochre, 7,000 years ago, a message from the dawn of civilization, still vivid beneath the desert sun. The archaeological world was rocked by our discovery. For decades, Egypt's civilization was thought to have sprung up rapidly along the Nile. The Western Desert's prehistoric cultures were seen as unrelated dead ends, but a 7,000-year-old drawing of a building and boat suggested otherwise. The roots of Egyptian civilization might reach back to these desert nomads. Debate erupted. Was the dating wrong? Was it a symbolic enclosure? But the evidence was clear. This was a literal architectural drawing. The line between hunter-gatherer and temple builder was suddenly blurred. Egypt's story had a new, unexpected beginning. This single drawing forces us to rethink Egypt's origins. The old model saw desert people as primitive, their ideas lost to time. But what if they carried deep traditions, rituals, myths, and architectural concepts into the Nile Valley as the desert dried? Perhaps Egypt's sudden civilization was built on foundations laid by these ancient nomads. The desert was the drawing board, the Nile, the construction site. The first Egyptians inherited a rich legacy, forged in a once green Sahara. The pyramids and temples may trace their ancestry to a forgotten rock painting. Egypt's roots are older and more African than we ever realized. Another shock came from a nearby panel, the outline of a massive, long-necked animal, a sauropod dinosaur. How could a prehistoric artist depict a creature extinct for millions of years? The answer: fossils. The Western Desert is rich in dinosaur remains. Ancient hunters may have found these bones and imagined the living beasts. This is early paleontology, reconstructing the past from fossils, long before science gave it a name. Their curiosity and imagination rival our own. Even in prehistory, humans sought to understand the wonders of their world. These discoveries bridge the prehistoric Sahara and pharaonic Egypt. Ideas, like the sacred boat and the grand rectangular structure, may have migrated with people fleeing the drying desert. The solar bark and temple architecture weren't Nile inventions, but ancient concepts, adapted and magnified. The pharaohs built on a foundation laid by forgotten ancestors. This doesn't diminish Egypt's achievements, it deepens them. The civilization we admire was a masterwork of adaptation and innovation. The desert's prologue makes Egypt's story even more epic. The past is a tapestry, woven from many forgotten threads. Discoveries like this remind us, history is never finished. The desert still holds secrets that can rewrite everything we know. A single image can connect us to people from 7,000 years ago. Their wonder, pride, and curiosity echo through time. These sites are fragile, threatened by nature and humanity. We race to document them before they vanish forever. Every new find is a window into our shared human story. The adventure of discovery continues. The ground beneath our feet is a library, and we've only begun to read. The greatest stories are still waiting, hidden in the silence of the desert.